Hello, statistics students. The problem of interest here is to construct a 95% confidence interval for the true proportion of votes the candidate will receive. So in this particular problem, we have a random poll of 800 potential voters, and there were 312 in favor of the candidate in that given town. And I do give you the population, but that's not necessary unless you need to check the conditions. So based on that information, we know that p hat, or the sample proportion, is 312 over 800, which is equal to, it's an exact decimal, 0.39. So that's the sample proportion, which is this p hat, which means we're going to put 0.39. And if we want to create a 95% confidence interval, we're using the critical value that I just highlighted in blue to be 1.96. So that 1.96 is the critical value. So using the formula, it's p hat plus or minus the critical value. And then we want to use the standard deviation formula. And the standard deviation formula is p hat 1 minus p hat over n. So in this box, we're going to type the square root, 0.39, 1 minus 0.39, and our sample size is 800. Now continuing on this problem, at this point we want to use our calculator. So at this point we're going to use our calculator. So I'm going to get my calculator out. We're going to go stat, test. We're going to go to letter A. So you've got to go to letter A. And for the one proportion z interval, we're going to type 312, 800, confidence level 0.95. We're going to move down to calculate and press enter. And then this is our confidence interval. It shows us our p hat and our sample size. So the confidence interval is 0.3562 and 0.4238. Now the calculator writes it this way in parentheses as an interval. So this means we're 95% confident the true proportion of voters that will vote for this candidate is around or between 35.6% and 42.4% roughly. And then the last thing we wanted to do is be able to write it as statistic plus or minus the margin of error. So our statistic again is the 0.39. And to figure out the margin of error, we're going to take 0.4238 minus 0.39. Or if you prefer, you could do 0.39 minus 0.3562. In both methods, you will get the same margin of error, which is 0.0338. So a second way to write the confidence interval would be statistic plus or minus the margin of error.